Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the charts to take a look at what has been going on most recently with Chainlink, whether we should be concerned or whether or not we should actually be looking forward to a bit of a push to the upside. As we get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with all the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. In the description down below you will find a couple of really important links. The first one is a link to our Discord server. If you haven't yet jumped on down into Discord, go ahead and check it out. It's completely free. We're in there talking crypto pretty much 24/7, and there's a fantastic community down there. The second link is to our Patreon services. If you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, whether that is AMAs with myself and Chris twice weekly, or strategies, accumulation during bear markets, or just want a little bit more from TA, then why not go ahead and check out some of those services that we offer on Patreon. Right, with all that said, done, and out of the way, let's jump on down into the charts, take a look at what is going on here with Chainlink. Okay guys, so we're just going to take a look at the weekly view to start with, and then we're going to really jump down right into what is going on right here and now. It's important that we acknowledge that we can see here that we have corrective action with an ABC move to the downside. We then have an ABC to the upside and getting rejected from around that 50% retracement zone. It might actually be a little bit higher than that. Let me actually get that on the non-trend based. Let me just pull that in. We pop that there. We can see that we moved actually, just pretty much close to the 786, just above the 702. Okay, so not quite 50%, but a little bit higher than that, towards the 786. Got rejected and we started to pull back down. Now this is obviously quite a clear move, and then we obviously see a bit of a bounce to the upside here. And as we measure this distance out, and another really important one to just acknowledge where we're bouncing up to, this is the 618, and we're getting rejected from that 618. Okay, so knowing this and knowing that we had the ABC up, this actually means that we should be expecting on a larger scale here, an A, B, and C wave to the downside. Okay, a retest of this lower low for certain. At least that's kind of what it's indicating here on the weekly chart, and I'll go through what I think is actually going to happen on the smaller time frames in a moment. So this again is a slightly larger time frame, and this potentially has us moving down into this $11.47 range. Now I don't want to scare anyone, and I also will confirm I've actually been extending my positions with Chainlink, okay, because I do think we have some pretty good kind of expectations slightly longer term. Okay. Now, the other thing that's really important to kind of acknowledge here is there could be a test of this lower area that we was in previously. Obviously, we could also count our waves slightly differently, okay? Just because we had this ABC up and we have this bounce to the upside and rejection, it could be an interesting one. As we go down to the smaller time frames, this actually could be an ABC in itself. And again, you can kind of see it here across the weekly periods. There's a little bounce there, and then it comes on down. Okay, and this actually could be an interesting point, because when we go ahead and actually measure the distance of our ABC to the upside and this bounce down, it was bounced down and wicked down to the 786 and got rejected and then started to climb up. Okay, so again, a bounce and then a continuation, because what we can also acknowledge or could potentially count towards with that this whole entire move is an A, this could be a B, and we are still looking for that C wave high. Okay, so that's something that we have to be quite concerned with, or I say concerned with, but open to the understanding of what is going on here, with lots of different ways to count it. Now that particular scenario kind of paints itself an interesting picture as we go into the different time frames. So let's actually jump on down into our daily here for a sec. And you can see how oversold we are, right? So we are looking for some kind of corrective action back to the upside now. Here we have that break from a triangle or triangular wedge. I don't think it's an Elliott wave triangle. It wouldn't really fit in there, but it's definitely a triangular wedge that we broke up from. And here, if we can actually measure this distance, right, we had our A, B, and C motion after this downside, A, B, and C here. So again, there's a lot of noise going on here. So I'm just going to quickly tidy this up a little bit. Let me just remove some of these pieces of noise. Okay, so what we end up with is this move here with an A, a B, and a C. Okay, and then you see here there isn't a very clear definitive wave count on our daily, so we have to go into the smaller time frames to really see what's going on. But we do come down and then we push up and then we pull back down again ever so slightly, so a pretty flat correction here. And now we're looking to track up, and now this is really where we tie into the larger kind of picture, because this entire move could be arguably, you know, classified as 1 move, 2 move, and 3 moves. Okay, as in this whole let me actually just grab hold of that for a sec. Let me delete this one off. The other way of kind of counting this would be that we have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 going up. Then we have our corrective action A, B, and C, and now we go into a much bigger wave count, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then we look for that pullback being right here on our daily A, B, and C. Okay, and this could then potentially lead us into the next move to the upside. Considering our stochastic RSI, this is probably the most probable area that we want to be considering. So let me just tidy that up again, just remove some of these, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to jump down into what is going on right now. So here we can obviously see that breakout a little bit, right? We have the impulsive move to the upside just here, okay? And we're looking for completion on that. We can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then have that pull back in. And really what we're tracking here now is this ABC move. So we pulled down, very long wick. So basically sellers got, you know, kind of stomped out, the buyers took control, and obviously kind of lots of volatility here on the 4 hourly. If we take a look at it at the the 8 hourly, if we look at it from a 4 hourly perspective, you can see a lot of noise kind of going on, and specifically around this area across here, right? Lots and lots of noise, and you'd have to really come down into the smaller time frames to really see all of those different moves that were going on, that high volatility here with Chainlink. But one of the good news is that if we come up into that 8 hourly view, and you actually get a pretty clear view of what's going on right now. We reach the top area, okay, and there's a double top scenario. So let me go ahead and grab hold of our horizontal ray. We're just going to throw that here, okay. So we can see that that was a good top area, 28.69, right? And then from this top, we can see that we come down, we bounced up, and we're coming down. Okay, so now we want to be thinking, where's the most probable area that we're going to go down to before we actually start to see the reversal? Because ultimately, we want to be buying up that low point ready for where we're going to go next, right? And here we can obviously take a look that we're heavily oversold on our stochastic on the 8 hourly, oversold on the 4 hourly, and we're almost completely oversold on our hourly, right? So we know that we're getting very, very close to the bottom just based on the stochastic RSI. And again, we can actually take a look that the bottom or 1-to-1 ratio would put this at about 21.94. But looking at this, there's a couple of areas of good and interesting of support areas for us. So if I actually go ahead and grab hold of this one right here, you can see that that's exactly where we came down to, that 786, this previous area just over here, not this wick, but the one that was actually over here at midnight on the 4th of January. Okay, and that's where we've come down to. So right now we're in that kind of zone. If I actually go ahead and grab hold of a little box here, rectangle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly just pull that onto this zone, and then basically this is the area that we kind of want to focus in on, right? Because we want to be really focusing in on this particular area for potential buying as we start to see that reversal and that ABC push to the upside. So Chainlink is definitely ahead of the curve here a little bit in terms of what we're seeing with some of the other altcoins right now. They are also kind of pulling down, but this one's definitely a little bit further ahead, which means we're probably going to see a reversal of Chainlink before we see reversals of other coins. So right now, you know, we are pretty close to it. You know, I'd be looking at coming down a tad lower. Entry points would be pretty interesting, somewhere in that $22 range. 22, yeah, basically, yeah, 21.90 to 22 something. It's going to be in there. In this yellow box is the area that you kind of want to focus in on, in my opinion. And then obviously from here we look to rise that stochastic RSI up as we look to rally up again. There will be multiple waves in this, and we won't know how high it's going to go until we get that first wave in. Then you'll give a good idea as to where wave B is likely to go and a good expectation of where wave C is likely to go. It could be short. We could have an ABC corrective move like this, really short one, and then more downside that comes after it. Okay, so we could see something like that, or we could actually have a really good A wave, a reasonable B wave down, and then a good C wave up. Okay, also very possible. Too soon to say for sure. Obviously, we need to see that formation first, but it does look like we're going to be coming down into a point down here where there is going to be some percentage gains available to us, right? So if you wanted to take advantage of that, we could obviously do so. There could be a 10% or whatever. Obviously, I'm not offering you financial advice. I'm just reading the data here. There's an opportunity with Chainlink, in my opinion, to capture a few trades and get a little bit of profit if you wanted to. But ultimately, you know, that weekly chart, knowing that we are coming towards a bottom of a wave actually makes me believe that this is an interesting kind of way to kind of look at the market. And actually this here was the bottom. And if this in fact was a pullback, then actually what we have is an A, this potentially being a B wave, and then a C wave going much higher. It could take us into those interesting levels. We're still waiting for the overall picture to kind of form here. But again, you know, we could have a much larger A wave up in this regard, a B wave coming down, and then a C wave moving up overall. Okay, so we are looking for the bigger picture. It's not yet quite apparent, so we're really wanting confirmation, and confirmation will be had soon, in my opinion. Obviously on the daily we have some pretty interesting stuff going on as well, but we are just ultimately watching out for this completion of this move to the downside, and then getting the reversal, and then monitoring how big that A wave is likely to go. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. Hopefully you have found this useful and informative. If you have, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then make sure you do subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with all the videos that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.